when everything falls apart, when the numbers no longer make sense, when the calls from creditors keep coming, and when the future you imagine disappears overnight. That's when you begin to question everything about who you are and what you're made of. Bankruptcy isn't just financial collapse. It feels like the collapse of identity. It's the moment when the world tells you that your dreams failed, that you couldn't keep up, that somehow you weren't enough. But that's not the truth. The truth is, bankruptcy doesn't define you. It refines you. It breaks what was fragile so you can rebuild something unshakable. It strips you of illusion so you can rediscover integrity. At first, it doesn't feel that way. At first, it feels like drowning in a sea of shame, confusion, and fear. You wake up and your chest feels heavy. You check your phone and your stomach sinks. You start replaying every decision that brought you here. You think, maybe if I hadn't invested there, maybe if I'd saved more, maybe if I'd just quit earlier. You start torturing yourself with what ifs. But there's no growth in what ifs. Growth lives in acceptance. The moment you stop asking why this happened and start asking what it's trying to teach you, that's when everything begins to change. You see, the world doesn't prepare you for this kind of fall. We're taught to celebrate success, not survival. We praise those who win, but ignore those who rebuild. Yet the truth is, the strongest people you'll ever meet are not the ones who've never fallen. They're the ones who've hit rock bottom and still found the courage to get back up. Bankruptcy doesn't end your story. It forces you to rewrite it with more honesty, more humility, and more heart. You might feel like everyone's watching, judging, whispering. Let them. People will always talk, but their words can't define your worth. What matters now isn't their opinion. It's your decision. You can either let this moment crush you, or you can use it as the foundation for your comeback. Remember, every empire was built after failure. Walt Disney filed for bankruptcy before creating the Magic Kingdom that changed entertainment forever. Henry Ford went broke before revolutionizing the automobile industry. Abraham Lincoln faced business failures, political losses, and deep depression before becoming one of the greatest leaders in history. Bankruptcy isn't an ending, it's initiation. It's life's way of saying, you're ready for the next level. In the quiet that follows the chaos, you'll learn things about yourself you never knew. You'll learn that money was never the source of your worth. You'll learn that your value isn't tied to your possessions. You'll learn that peace doesn't come from balance sheets. It comes from balance within. You'll learn that you can survive without what you thought you couldn't live without. That realization alone can change your life forever. The first step is acceptance. Stop fighting the truth. You can't rebuild from denial. Admit what happened. Own it. Not as a failure, but as a fact. You made choices, some right, some wrong. You took risks. You tried. You gave your best based on what you knew. That's not shameful. That's courageous. People who never risk anything never grow. Bankruptcy means you dared. You believed in something. You took a shot. And now you get to take another one. Wiser, sharper, stronger. The second step is forgiveness. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know, for the mistakes you made, for the signs you ignored. You can't move forward while carrying guilt. Forgiveness is not letting yourself off the hook. It's letting yourself heal, because when you forgive yourself, you create space for hope again, and hope is the seed of every comeback. Now comes the hardest part, rebuilding, not your bank account, your confidence. The system might reset your debts, but only you can reset your belief in yourself. You'll need to rebuild your habits, your mindset, your daily discipline. You'll need to learn about money differently this time. Learn not just how to earn it, but how to protect it, grow it, and respect it. Financial literacy is the armor that keeps you from repeating the same patterns. Start with what you have. It might not be much, but it's enough. Simplify your life. Cut the excess. Focus on the essentials. Every great revival begins with clarity. When everything unnecessary falls away, what remains are the things that truly matter. Your health, your relationships, your purpose. Protect those with everything you've got. You'll have days where you wake up and feel like nothing's changing. That's normal. Progress is invisible at first, but every small step counts. Paying one bill, making one call, learning one new skill. These are victories. Celebrate them, because each one proves you're not stuck. You're moving. Slowly, steadily, bravely. And as you rebuild, you'll notice something shift inside you. The fear of losing will fade. Because once you've lost everything and survived, nothing scares you anymore. That freedom, the freedom from fear, is priceless. It's the reason so many people who've gone bankrupt once go on to build empires later. They've been through the worst. They know the cost. They've learned that security doesn't come from what you own. It comes from who you are. You'll start to see money differently. It won't be something to chase. It'll be something to manage wisely. You'll stop making emotional decisions. You'll start thinking long-term. You'll plan. You'll build buffers. You'll value stability over status. That shift in mindset is where your real wealth begins. And slowly, life will start responding to you differently. Opportunities will appear again. People will trust you again. You'll trust yourself again. Because resilience builds reputation. People respect those who fall and rise, not those who pretend they never fell. There's a beauty in starting over. You get to choose what stays and what goes. You get to design your life intentionally. You get to build not for ego, but for purpose. And purpose lasts longer than any paycheck. One day when you're far from this pain, you'll look back and realize that bankruptcy didn't destroy you. It introduced you to your real self. It showed you how strong, how resourceful, how determined you truly are. It forced you to let go of illusions and find authenticity. It taught you that sometimes life has to take everything away just so you can see what really matters. You'll understand that your worth isn't in the car you drive or the house you own, but in your courage to rebuild. That's what defines you. That's what people will remember. Not the fall, the rise. There's something powerful about a person who's lost it all and still chooses to stand, because that kind of person can't be shaken anymore. They've seen the bottom, and they know it's not the end. They've learned that the bottom is solid ground to push off from. When you start again, start quietly. No need to prove anything. Just focus. Build slowly, consistently, day by day. That's how true success grows. Not in noise, but in persistence. And surround yourself with the right people. The ones who see your potential, not your past. The ones who speak life into your plans. The ones who remind you that you're not alone in this. Because no one rebuilds alone. We rise faster when we rise together. Protect your mindset like it's gold. Because it is. Your mind will either rebuild you or bury you. Feed it with books, with stories of comebacks, with positivity. Stay away from negativity, from comparison, from shame. Those are the voices that want to keep you stuck. Replace them with the voice of determination. Every morning, remind yourself, I'm rebuilding, I'm learning, I'm growing. Take this season as your apprenticeship. Learn everything you can about business, about resilience, about yourself. Because when you rise again, and you will, you'll do it with wisdom that can't be bought. And don't just aim to recover financially. Aim to evolve personally. Become the kind of person who can handle abundance with grace. Because success without wisdom only repeats the same mistakes. But success built on experience becomes legacy. There will be days when you'll feel impatient, when you'll want everything back fast. Breathe. You're not behind. You're healing. You're preparing. The slow rebuild is the strong one. Trust the process. And when fear tries to whisper that you'll fail again, remind yourself, I've already survived the worst. Fear is just a memory pretending to be the future. Don't let it drive. Acknowledge it, then keep moving anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to act in spite of it. One day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it, and you'll smile, not out of pride, but gratitude. Because without the fall, you'd never have learned how to rise. And maybe one day, you'll use your story to help someone else who's standing where you once stood, scared, broken, uncertain. You'll look them in the eye and say, I know how that feels, and I promise you can survive this. And they'll believe you, because they'll see proof. This journey will humble you. It will soften your ego, but strengthen your spirit. It will make you kinder, more grounded, more grateful. You'll start appreciating small things again. A peaceful night's sleep, an honest day's work, a meal you earned. That's wealth. Real wealth. Eventually, you'll realize that bankruptcy wasn't a curse. It was a cleansing. It washed away what wasn't sustainable. It forced you to start fresh, not as who you were, but as who you're meant to become. You'll live lighter. You'll choose peace over pressure. You'll measure success not by numbers, but by fulfillment. You'll stop chasing validation because you'll already know your worth. And when new opportunities come, and they will, you'll approach them differently. Not from desperation, but from discernment. You'll choose wisely. You'll say no more often. You'll know that stability matters more than speed. That authenticity matters more than approval. You'll learn to trust the slow seasons, to embrace quiet growth, because you'll know that every season has purpose. The winter teaches patience. The spring brings opportunity. The summer rewards effort, and the autumn reminds you to be grateful. When you finally rise again, you won't just rebuild your finances. You'll rebuild your soul. And that's something no economy can destroy. So if you're listening to this right now, feeling lost, ashamed, defeated, I want you to hear this. You are not broken beyond repair. You're being rebuilt into someone stronger, wiser, freer. This isn't the end of your story. It's the plot twist that makes it unforgettable. You have everything you need inside you to rise again. The strength, the intelligence, the resilience. It's all there. You just have to believe in it again. Stand up. Breathe deep. Forgive yourself. Start again. You are not what you lost. You are what you learned. And that lesson will carry you further than any amount of money ever could. Your comeback begins now, not tomorrow, not when things feel easy. Now, in this very moment, when you choose not to give up, because you've already survived your worst day. Everything after that is progress. And one day, when you're standing tall again, you'll realize this. Bankruptcy didn't destroy you. It introduced you to the power that was within you all along. The power to begin again and again and again until you win.